Get ready with me today before I go to work as an environmental data analyst. I haven't always been an environmental data analyst. 2 years ago in 2024, I left my career of 15 years as a software engineer. 2 years before that, in 2022, I decided to study for my master's degree. Many people would have thought I would study a subject within my previous field of information technology. And believe me, I tried. My first attempt began in 2016. I first thought I would major in computer science, but I would come home from a long day at work, and the last thing I would want to do was to sit down at a computer for hours into the evening and night. Somehow I made it through that first class with my standard A, but it felt like torture. I simply knew I could not continue the degree, so I put the idea aside. I put the dream down for a couple of years. After 2 years went by, now 2018, I felt the want or the desire to go back to school for my master's degree again. This time I thought I would try for an MBA, like the majority of my peers that had gone back to school before me. The only problem, I hate business speak that simply concentrates on profit. I love learning, I love school, I always have and I always will. So when I went through that first class, completely half-assing it and earned a B, it just wasn't me at all. The idea of leaving the human element out of the picture and only focusing on profit completely wrecked my mind. I had questions coming up of how could a business not care about their people? Are all the businesses this way? As the higher income earner of the household, these thoughts and questions were not beneficial if I wanted to continue the lifestyle I had been living. And as a child who grew up under the poverty line, money was very important to me. Therefore, I wasn't going to continue to study a subject, to spend thousands of dollars and hours of time that I wasn't truly passionate about. So as you imagine, I left that major too. I even tried one more time in 2019 in a major called IT Leadership and Management. Again, it wasn't right for me, so I left it, and then my husband began his master's degree. By now, the year is fall of 2019. I decided to resolve to do all that I could to support him in his choice, as he has always done for me. Maybe I wasn't meant to continue on with my education. Maybe a higher degree wasn't in the cards. That conclusion may have been fine if I loved what I was doing each and every day, but honestly, I didn't. Time moved on, and that next spring, the spring of 2020, humanity experienced a global pandemic, something that hadn't happened since 1918. Remote work or working from home, if it was possible, became the norm. Quarantining became necessary, and a lot more time was spent at home. There was only so much work you could do from home before being burnt out, and only so many TV shows or movies you could watch before boredom set in. With my husband in online classes at night, I found myself with an excess amount of time to think about things. I had always been interested in being green and protecting our planet, and I was and still am a proud recycler, so I wondered, is there something more I could be doing? I began my investigation on YouTube. There I found Shel Bissell, or Shelby. I will link all the YouTube channels below. Shelby is a woman a few years younger than me who lives in Texas and majored in environmental science. She led me to the book entitled The Story of Stuff by Anne Leonard. If you have not read this book, please go to your library or used bookstore and pick it up. It's fascinating. This led me to Catherine Kellogg, the Zero Waste Movement, Gitte-Marie Johansen from Denmark, Sabrina Parr, Alyssa Barber, just to name a few. Learning about how I could improve my individual impact on the planet opened my eyes and mind to things that happen every day that I never give a second thought to. I began experimenting with new habits of being an environmentalist, using soap nuts for laundry detergent, attempting to remember my reusable bags for the grocery store, and using shampoo or conditioner bars. I love reading, so I began ordering and collecting books on the subject, even old textbooks from our used bookstore, half-price books. The subject was fascinating to me, and I could hardly contain my excitement to study it. My husband graduated from his master's degree in the winter of 2021, and that's when I decided I was next. Only this time I would study environmental management. In January of 2022, I began my next chapter in life, my life as an environmentalist. I am starting this YouTube channel to document my journey of changing careers, to follow your passion at any stage in life, and to explore how a woman who fancies herself as an environmentalist can change her habits and inspire a community. If that sounds good to you, please join me. I'll see you next time.